Hi, I'm Chris Mattock, designer of the Harmony House.
Hi, I'm Kristi. Let's take a look at the difference between active and passive solar. An active solar design is a system designed to convert radiant energy from the sun into electricity or heat and uses mechanical devices, such as fans and pumps, to collect, store, and distribute energy. A passive solar design uses natural forces to operate, like orienting your home to take full advantage of passive solar heat gain through south-facing windows, which provides heating and daylighting in the winter months. The Harmony House uses both passive and active solar systems. It collects and utilizes solar energy for space heating, water heating, and to provide for nearly all the electrical needs of the home.
It's all right for the same stack right there?
That sounds perfect.
All right. Owen, my good man.
Hey, Matt.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing well. How is yourself?
Good, good.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you. Right on. So, should we have a little quick look at the plan here and see our
we've got
plan of action?
We've got this layout. I just don't know how we're going to do this. It's going to be interesting though. I think we have to do the bottom line.
That's right.
And then, you know, there's separate strings, so we've got to do part and then build it up and build it up.
Yeah, we'll have to be putting it together, I guess, more like as a puzzle. We can't even complete one string. We need to work on multiple strings and build them out, it looks like.
That's right, that's right.
Well,
and from the lack of room we've got there, it looks like we're going to have to put this last string in after everything else is done.
Wow, that's right, because
got nowhere
to step. Yeah.
And nowhere to walk.
Well, it's a lot of power, and it's going to look great.
That's going to be interesting.
Definitely a new situation for us.
Yeah.
So what was the final word on how we were going to be clamping these PV panels down to the roof?
Oh, I'm just putting together this S5 clamp. This is what we're going to use. They're rather an interesting thing. They clamp right onto the standing seam on the roof. Once they're on there, they don't move. They're solid, so they're good.
Great.
And then that comes over. They just fit on like that. Put a nut on. That's what holds the panels from sliding anywhere. Once they're on, they're secure.
Yeah, those S5 clamps are a pretty slick little unit.
Oh yeah.
Right in, and looks like there's even a lock, like a lock nut function on them once they clip to that seam of the roof, so they'll not, the screws won't back off.
Oh yeah, once they're in there, they don't back up at all.
Yeah.
They just lock solid.
Well, it'll make for a nice...
Well, there you see it hangs there, even there, with it not tight.
Yeah, that'll be a nice tidy solution for sure.
Yeah, they're a slick thing. Once it's finished, you won't even see them.
Yeah, well, great. Look forward to putting this unique situation together. It's going to be a lot of fun.
No, everyone's different. You know that.
That's right, exactly. All right, well, let's get cracking.
Alrighty.
Okay.
We got to make some way to hang ourselves on the roof first, and that's what these will be for too.
Oh, good. Dual purpose.
Dual purpose.
What's going on, Jeff? What are you guys doing here?
We are fishing the main feeds for the inverters. Okay, go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, just take it all apart and then we'll pull back to number 6.
Okay, hold! Yeah, that looks good. We got enough here. Perfect. This is our main parallel junction point from the array down to the inverters. So we've stepped up to a larger cable here to accept the 3 parallel strings from each array. Therefore, we can use less conductors and have a nice cleaner set of runs into the inverters. And it's a good safe place for them.
Nice. Where are we off to now?
We are going to head back downstairs out to where the inverters are, and we're going to begin the assembly of all our conduit runs from the other end of this feed junction box, individual runs out to each inverter. We'll set up the communication lines, and we'll just keep going with that until the roof dries off. And as soon as the roof dries off, we're going to get back onto the solar panels.
I'm not going to take it apart.
Yeah.
Not until I break it.
You can obviously see what we're doing here, right? We're just gonna.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna go grab the Allen key so we can fire those covers off.
Yeah, that's right. Well, these are the grid tie inverters. They're SMA, they're German made. The Ferrari of inverters. Very efficient. Weatherproof, obviously, as we have them mounted outside. So these are the guys that change the DC from the solar array to AC that will come out to. We'll have a disconnect right here, combines everything up, and then heads back to the main AC distribution in the building. These have a lot of great features. Probably one of the most important in terms of safety aspect is something called an anti-islanding feature. So that means when the grid power turns off, these things automatically stop.
These things are designed with so many fail-safes that if anything faults at all, they immediately just shut down. So that includes if there's a power outage, the grid fails, these shut down. If there's a failure in the unit itself, it shuts down. And, they have to do that because, of course, if this thing continued to provide power, if a line was broken, then it would be energizing the lines, and some poor electrician would get up there and go to grab something that's supposed to be dead, and it wouldn't be. They don't like that. Not even a little bit.
Owen's putting on the main unit disconnect right now. So if somebody was to come and they wanted to open up the lids like we've done right now and do some servicing on it, they just turn that, it stops the DC.
A solar water heater uses the heat from the sun to preheat water for your home. These systems, when properly designed and installed, can greatly reduce the amount of electricity or natural gas needed to provide hot water for a home. Solar water heating is passive, and passive is green.
So our pipes from the mechanic room come in through the bottom.
Right.
Then we put the loops.
Yeah, we've already broken open one of them, and sure enough, our collectors are looking just as good as they did on the showroom floor back in Dartmouth. They've done a wonderful job of packaging. We're really appreciative of this. So yeah, we've unpackaged the collectors. We've had a look over all the connections that they've given us. We've got a definite plan of action as how we're going to mount them once we get to the roof. And we've assembled all of the materials that they provided. We've got all our wrenches for all the particular materials that they've supplied us. And we're just ready, I guess, pretty much to start gearing up on the roof, find our fall protection and safety points, and yeah, we're dragging you along, Jason. Come on, let's go see. So, Jason, we had some help from our friends, with a little help from our friends, the PV installers here, the guys over at Energy Alternatives. Gave us a hand to bring the heavier collectors up to the roof. Rob and I couldn't quite manage that by ourselves, but we got them staged out here now, and we're just about to start to add our S5 connectors. These are what we're going to use to avoid doing any kind of penetrations on this beautiful metal roof for the customers here. So we're just going to basically use these S5 connectors and clamp onto the standing seam itself. So these kind of just fit over the seam, and then we got a little spacer block in here to take up some of the slack. And then we're going to adjust our legs, our set screws into that, and clamp it right to the seam. Once we got that, we'll start putting the panels on. So this is step one. Yeah, and these roofs are really slippery, by the way. A little bit of dust and you just want to go flying. So this fall protection gear we got here today is really paying its way. Yeah, so we're at that point in the install where we're just going to tidy up some loose ends. One thing a nice thing about the ThermoDynamics system is that it runs on its own power. It comes with a PV module that runs the DC circulation pump in the heat exchanger control system down in the utility room. So sun comes on, sends a signal down to the controller. It starts measuring things, seeing if the tank needs temperature, if it's low on temperature, and there's temperature to be gotten, you know, through the sensor, the thermal sensor in the collector. And the PV panel will start the motor, and away we go. It'll start circulating. So this thing will run on its own in out of power conditions. So it's a nice feature, totally self-sufficient, and a nice feature that not too many other systems have. So I'm sure that's probably one of the reasons that they picked the ThermoDynamics system.
Well, I guess we're about done. Not much left to do other than
Plug it in and let's watch the kilowatt meter roll.
Yep, backwards.
Backwards, and hopefully Les will be getting a big fat check from BC Hydro with the feed-in tariff.
Well, I expect you'll be getting something, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The house is so efficient, he's got to make something on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, that's going to be great.
Cool. Well, I guess until the next one.
All right.
A pleasure as always.